never too late in the year to do a reading journal. Getting thick. I'm like, okay, good things are happening. Rulers are not good friends. We don't like each other most of the time. In Fourth Wing, Altered My Brain Chemistry. Criminal that I have somehow not read. A new Rena Kent release. So remember in the beginning of the year where I was all excited because I was going to use a Sterling ink planner for my reading journal. Fast forward 4 months later into 2026, I hate it. And so I created a reading journal using a Archer and Olive notebook. And we're going to just talk through all the different spreads that I made in this reading journal. And also this video is to show you that it is never too late in the year to do a reading journal. So without further ado, let's do our flip through. I love when it starts, like when they start getting thick. I'm like, okay, good things are happening. I never put anything on this page. Maybe I will write my name or something. But this is my cover sheet. I absolutely love this like art piece. I found this on Pinterest and I just printed it out. Then we're going to put my 2026 reading goals here. This is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. The first person I ever saw do this was Lottie. And so basically you put like 5, read 5 romantices, 4, complete 4 series, 3, read 3 new to me authors, and so on and so on. So that's what this is going to be. Okay, so normally I have like 125 for my reading goal. I think on Goodreads right now it says 75, but I believe there's like 88 books here. So that's probably going to be my reading goal. I did decrease my reading goal just because I have other hobbies that I am doing this year and I want to read quality over quantity, and I don't want to feel the pressure of, oh my God, I need to be reading. I need to pick up a book just to get to a number. So I was like, you know what, this year we're lowering it, and I'm happy with that. I'm on track and all is well. But I created this instead of doing the squares, and legitimately I didn't do the squares because the squares bother me to create. I think they look very nice, but making 125 or making 75 squares, I don't know. Me and rulers are not good friends. We don't like each other most of the time. And even though I would love the ruler and to use it correctly, somehow I'll have a ruler and my lines are still not straight. So this is way more forgiving to me. Basically, every time I read a book, I'm going to color it in. I think I'm going to use the same color because I've been seeing that. Like, I think I saw Tori from Novel Life do it all in the same color, and I kind of like that. I know I have seen people before do it where like they'll do like January's pink, February's blue, so on and so on, or they'll do like, I gave the first book I read 5 stars, 4 stars. So I have done both in the past, but I think I just want to do like one solid color for this because this is literally just a counter. A lot of my inspiration for these pages came from Michaela. If you are not, I will like show her I'll show her channel on the screen. If you love journaling content and you want to see someone do like very creative scrapbook type reading journals, please check her out. She is absolutely amazing. She has a page count spread and I thought it was fun. What you will see is my reading journal is not like book review reading journals. A lot of it is creative spreads and challenges. And I love printing out book covers. Like, I literally just have random book covers sitting around my desk because I do need to update this. Newsflash, Fourth Wing altered my brain chemistry and made me an official fantasy girl. But anyway, back to this. This is my page count. So basically what I will do is I will track how many pages I read in the year. It became a 28,000K page count because that's what fit in the boxes I made. The next page is books per month, and it's just a line graph. A ton of people use these. So I will basically, if I read 7 books in January, you color up to the 7, 11 books in February, and so on and so on. And I think it'll look really nice. Like, I'm very excited with a lot of my trackers to see them all completed at the end of the year. Okay, next is my series tracker. I did this half, and then this half I may do something different, but basically I'm just going to write down all the series that I'm in the middle of. And when I say all, not every single series, because there's some that I do not care to continue, but the ones that are important to me, I'm going to put here. And as I read them off, I will check off the books. Just a simple series tracker. Okay, I don't know if I love this page, but I do love that I used my label maker to make it. So basically, this is my 2026 reading stat page, and you're supposed to fill out, like in January, how many books you read. And if some of you all think that this is repetitive, I totally get that. Some of the information is, but it's my reading journal. So, Anyway, so basically it's like books read, pages read, average rating, how many 5 stars I had, was it on my 2026 TBR, how many books I bought for the month, did I follow my monthly TBR. I haven't really been doing monthly TBRs because I am such a mood reader, so this may need to be changed or something. How many books did I DNF? How many books I got from the library? How many books I read on my Kindle? How many books I read physically on my physical TBR? And so basically you just fill out the information for January, February, so on and so on. I'm not in love with this page, and my handwriting is very, very sloppy. So I don't know, like, and I write big. So I don't know, like, would I be able to stay in this line straight? But we're going to see. But this is my reading stats page. My next page, I absolutely love this page. This is my monthly favorites. The goal is to not, like, kind of what my goal for this reading journal is. I know last year with my reading journal, like, I love Fourth Wing. So I'm basic, I guess. But I would put, like, my favorite book, like, I don't know, probably a Rena Kent book from last year was in my journal, like, 6 different places. The goal this year is to give all the books love, and all the books that I love and shout outs in my reading journal. So I'm going to try not to put, like, my 5-star read, because I do have a 5-star spread here for the monthly favorites, if that makes sense. So we have something different, and some of my favorites that may have not been 5 stars, but it still is my favorite for the month, represented in different parts of my journal. All right, so this spread I totally got from Lottie. She did 12 picks to read in 2026. And so I liked that better than the 26 and 26. But spoiler alert, I did make a page that will have 26 books to read in 2026. But this, I'm very proud of myself because I'm doing exceptionally well on this. Like, we have read over half. So I've read My Husband's Wife. I gave that 4 stars. Shield of Sparrow, absolutely loved it. Don't know why it took me so long to read it. This was a 5-star read for me. Of course, Fourth Wing, 6 stars. Xaden, yeah, I don't need to go into any details about my love for Fourth Wing. The Dark Lord's Guide to Dating. I am currently reading this. I'm only like 8% in. This is hilarious. I don't know if it's going to, like, grate on my nerves because this is an 18-hour audiobook. And so I don't know if the humor is going to become old as the book goes on. But the banter in this, top tier. I have not read this book, but I've heard if you like Assistant to the Villain, you would absolutely love this. Read Half City. I gave this 4 stars. It is criminal that I have somehow not read a new Rena Kent release. Normally, Rena Kent comes out with a book and I read it the same day, but I have definitely been in my romantasy era, as you could say. I have started The Poisoned Daughter. I'm having to read it with my eyeballs. It is over 600 pages, so I need to get back to this. I was so excited for this Wizard of Oz reimagining. I gave it 2 stars. I did not like it, but I do want to read, like, the first 20 pages of the second book just to see if one thing makes more sense to me. Do with that information what you will. Controversial take. I absolutely love Twisted Pawn and gave it 5 stars. People are having some issues with this book. I'm not one of them. And then, of course, Daggermouth. I gave 5 stars. This book pissed me off so much, but it was so good. If you've read it, then you probably already know. Next. This is pages per book. So basically every book that I read, based on how many pages, I will fill out a box. So if the book that I read, I don't know, let's say Twisted Pawn had, I don't know, 365 pages, then I would fill in a box for this. I think this will be really interesting to see once it is filled out with a couple of books. Like, do I still shy away from large books? I will say reading fantasy, it's really hard to shy away from large books because all of them are long and they have huge cliffhangers and they take like 4 to 5 years to finish. But I'm not complaining, just a little. Next up, publication year. Basically, this is just me wanting to track how many books, based on the books that I picked to read for that year, what year did they release? Am I reading mostly new releases? Am I reading somewhere in the middle? Or am I reading older books that came out like 2021 and before? I'm not a fan of this page, but it is what it is. This is my DNF, and basically I'm going to list out all the books that I've DNF'd. I DNF'd often, so I may need more than just this sheet. Next up are books read. I really love this spread. This was my first attempt at kind of like some form of a Dutch door, and this is just going to be where I list out all the books I've read for the year, and they're on little library cards. I made these in Canva, and then I just did a Dutch door and pasted them onto the page. So up next is my new releases page. These are all the new releases that have released in 2026 that I'm excited for. I am, of course, missing quite a bit, and I just need to either print out more. The problem is I didn't give myself space, so I only have like room for like 5 more new releases. I will probably have to do part 2 of this. I was supposed to at least have this be part 2 of that this spread, but things happen. The next spread, I'm doing a Romantasy bingo. I just created this little card on Canva as I read. So like a bath scene, there's a bath scene in Shield of Sparrow. If I wanted to use that for this, I would check it off. My goal is once I get a bingo, then I will print out the covers over here. I don't know if I will print out a cover for each book that I read. I will probably just print it out when I get a bingo. All right, this was another challenge that I was excited for. Instead of doing like the traditional rainbow challenge, I love Disney. Everyone who knows me knows I love Disney. So I did a Disney rainbow challenge basically based on the princesses. So Tiana, green cover book. Belle, yellow cover book. Mulan, red cover book. So on and so on. I just thought this was a cute take on the traditional rainbow challenge to like represent the Disney princesses. Okay, this is Buzzword Challenge. I've never done this. Lala is the one who creates this. I can't think of like her actual screen name. Reading with Lala? Something Lala. Anyway, she's been around forever. Super cool. I've watched her channel for probably a decade, I feel like. She does this every year. I've never participated in it, but I was like, since I wanted this to be filled with challenges, why not? So this is just basically, she has one that is covers and I think colors. I don't know. I'm doing the ones with covers. So basically I need to find a book with a body part. Off the top of my head, Daggermouth has a heart. So I would print out Daggermouth for that. A silhouette, action and movement, accessories, border, wings, metallic element, damage, fire and smoke, doors, keys and locks, reflection and music. I will definitely need help with figuring these out. And then I'm just going to print out the covers for each one that I complete. It's going to be a new to me authors spread. I don't know if I'm going to do like A to Z because I do not have an A to Z challenge this year because I never can complete it because I don't know a book that starts with Z or X or anyway. So I want to track the new to me authors. I just haven't figured out how I want to do that. So I left room for that spread. This is my Audible TBR because 95% of the books that I read is via audiobooks. So I went through my Audible account because Audible had a sale recently and I probably bought like 20 more audiobooks. And these are the ones that are in there that I would love to start reading and tracking and actually like how people do their physical TBR, which I do definitely need to do that as well. I thought it would be fun to do Audible. So that's all this is, are books that are that I own the audiobook to, and I will like just draw a line through as I read it. So like Half City, I can X off. This is a calendar based on when I finish a book, I will color it in. I can get this information from Goodreads because I do not normally write reviews on Goodreads. I would love to do that, but I definitely keep up with when I start a book and when I finish it. Okay, so this is a spread that basically was inspired from Rachel Catherine. She did like a wall of fame for her 5 stars, and like a lot of people are doing it now where they'll like put frames or draw frames and you put the book covers in it. So this kind of reminded me of wallpaper. So that's what this is. And then this is part 2. I just have to put 5 stars for a title, but these are my 2 pages for my 5-star reads. Then we have some blank pages. Oh, this spread is totally Michaela. She did a Taylor Swift inspired reading challenge. She has a list of tropes based on her songs. You find a book that coincides with the list of songs that she has. And then of course, I'm just going to put the cover here when I do it. Okay, and then I think this is the last challenge in here. This is Romanzopoly. I found this just one Sunday morning searching on Google, but this is super cool. I will put the person who created this name on the screen because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But basically, it's like a reading university. So everyone kind of takes the 5 core classes. Paranormal studies, you have fantasy theory, you have romantic art, you have dark psychology and historical studies. Each one consists of 5 reading prompts. Everyone does the core reading books, and then you pick what your major is, what your minor is, and your 5 electives. The goal is to get 20 points. No, the goal is to read 20 books. So what I did over here is basically I filled out the prompts based on my majors. So for example, this is the core. So you have to read a new to you author, emotionally charged book, a genre you don't normally read, a popular book, like a book that you saw on like Bookstagram, BookTube, BookTok, and then a classic romance trope. Everybody has to do these 5 books. Then you start making choices. So you can major in romantasy or dark psychology, whatever you want your major to be. I decided to do romantasy, which is fantasy theory. My minor is going to be dark psychology because we know I love a good dark romance around here. And then the electives that I decided to do was paranormal studies. I do believe that you can switch around your electives. Like you could not do just 5 out of the paranormal. You could do 2 out of paranormal. You could do 1 out of historical studies. Like I just decided I love a good paranormal romance. So those are going to be my electives. And I will print out the covers here. So under the core, what I read for my major, my minor, and then my electives. Okay, last up, this is the 26 books that I do want to read that are on my TBR, and I will color them as I complete them. I have not finished it because there's still some books I need to research that I want to read, but I thought this was just a cute way. I saw this on YouTube. I think I saw a creator doing this, and I was like, okay, or maybe it was TikTok. So I was like, this is kind of going to be like my yearly TBR, so to speak. And hopefully when I'm wanting to just randomly grab a book, I will like refer back to this and be like, oh, I could read something off of here. And then this is the last section. So then I have a few blank pages for different things. And then I decided to do all of my dashboards towards the end. So basically this is my January dashboard. I don't know if I will print out like book covers of my favorite books. I won't do every single book that I read, but I may do like my top 3 favorite books, print those out here. Here I will make like some kind of note, like how many books I read, how many pages, favorite book, least favorite, favorite couple. Some kind of note will go here based on my reading stats. I did February already, same concept. This is March, and then this is April. So this is my reading journal. And then I should have, because everything can't be perfect, I should have done like a Q1 review and then started April. But because I have been working on this for weeks and I would like skip around, I messed up on the spacing, of course. So my Q1 will probably go here, and then I'll start May, and so on and so on. So this should take me to the end of the year with all of my like monthly dashboards. And this is my reading journal, and I am very happy with it compared to my Sterling Ink planner. There's nothing wrong with the Sterling Ink planner. It's just not for me. I don't know. I couldn't get into making it a reading journal, and I'm not a big fan of the paper. It's not my thing. I've always done reading journals kind of like this, and after trying something different, I'm confident in knowing that this is the way to go for me. Anyway, I have been yapping for 24 minutes. Let's see how much I can edit this down. I'm very curious. Do you have a reading journal? Have you been keeping up with it? Now is the fun part of me going back and filling in all this information. I'm not sure if I'm going to record it, or maybe I'll do a flip through with the information in it. You guys let me know what you would prefer in the comments. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. We haven't done this in a while, but if you've made it to the end of this video and you want to let me know, let's put a plant emoji in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.